Hey there, welcome back to another episode of the bAmplified podcast. I'm Amy Patee, the show host. And if you are brand new here, this is a show for conscious entrepreneurs who really want to align with and amplify their natural energy to support their success, to support them doing their great work in the world with more flow, with more ease, and more abundance. We talk about all of that on the show. So if that resonates with you, subscribe and stick around. And I'm recording today's show at the tail end of this eclipse portal that we've been in. And if you're not into astrology, if you don't follow any of that, just know if things have felt a little intense over the last couple of weeks for you, or for people in your life, or if you just look out at the world and you're like, what the heck is going on? It could have something to do with the eclipses that we have been experiencing, the last one being just yesterday. And I have to say, over the course of the last month, really, for me, my energy has been all over the place, but it has been mostly low energy. And I definitely have been able to, get my work done, but my motivation has been a little lower than normal. And typically, after just a few hours of working on something, focusing on something, I can feel in my body, in my mind, that I need a break, that my bandwidth has run out. I don't have any more bandwidth, and I need to take a break. I need to go walk in nature. I need to take a sauna. I need to rest, whatever. So I'm curious if you've noticed for the month of March, if you've noticed your energy being off a little bit. And if you do follow astrology and you were aware of this eclipse portal that we've been in, if you felt it. And I would love to know. So you can DM me, send me an email, or even just leave a review on the podcast and let me know if you've been riding the waves yourself. And the reason I'm bringing all of this up is because when you're an entrepreneur and you're in business for yourself, it can be a little tricky if you are a sensitive soul, and can be hard and difficult to navigate the highs and lows of your energy and to be able to stay on in your business when you are in a low and there's not a lot of energy coming through you. And I am definitely someone who is all about building out a business in a way that really supports you and how your natural energy flows. And the truth is, some people have more access to consistent energy when it comes to motivation and willpower. And let me explain. This has to do with your human design. So, if you are unfamiliar with human design, it's a system that I'm referring to a lot in this podcast. And it's not a personality typing system, it is something that requires you to enter your birth info. And then, based on where the planets were in the sky when you were born, it gives you this blueprint of you essentially. And there's one aspect of your human design called the centers. And in your chart, certain centers will be defined, colored in, or undefined, white, no color. And so if you don't have your chart yet, there's a link in the show notes for you to download yours. And I want you to look at your chart. And as you're looking at it, you'll see the image in the center of the chart. That's your body graph. And within that image, there are 9 centers, 9 different shapes. And on the right-hand side, there's a little triangle kind of down towards the bottom. There's a little triangle on the right-hand side, and that is your will center. Sometimes it's called the heart center or the ego center. And that particular center has a lot to do with whether or not you have consistent energy to stay motivated, or if your energy kind of ebbs and flows, if it's unreliable, if it's inconsistent. So take a look at that in your own chart And for me, mine is undefined. It's not colored in, and I don't have any gate activations in that center. By gate activations, I mean when you look at that center, let me just talk you through it. So look at your chart, find the heart center, will center, ego center. It's the little triangle on the right hand side of your body graph, down closer to the bottom, the second one up on the right hand side. Look at it and see if it's colored in or not. And I was saying mine is undefined, so there's no color in it. And when you look at yours, let's say yours is also undefined, you may have a little bit of color, little circles, black circles around the numbers that wrap around the edge of that triangle. So you might have a little bit of activation in that center if that's the case. For me, I don't have anything activated. There's no color in mine. Now, on the flip side, yours might be colored in. So, what does this mean? When yours is colored in, that means that you have definition there. You have consistent, reliable, trustworthy energy there. And remember, this is the center that has to do with motivation and willpower. It has to do with the energy of I want, I can, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go for it. Now, if yours is undefined, you will have inconsistent motivation, inconsistent willpower. It's unreliable. It's not really trustworthy. It ebbs and flows. So, how might this play out in your life if you're an entrepreneur like me? So, mine's undefined. Now, this doesn't mean that I, can't hold down a job. It doesn't mean that I can't, maintain a business for myself because, of course, I'm doing that. I've done that for all of my adult life. I've been an entrepreneur. But what it does mean is that I will go through cycles where I have a ton of motivation and energy, and I can go, go, go and kick out a ton of work, and it feels really good. I feel really on. And then I go through periods where I have no energy, I have no motivation, I don't feel like doing anything, nothing is inspiring to me, and I can't even will myself to do it. Like I just can't make myself do it. And to be honest, if I force myself to do it, whatever I'm doing falls flat. There's no energy behind it. And so for this last month, the month of March, I feel like I've been in one of those lulls where my will center, my ego center was in one of those lows. And I didn't have access to a lot of motivation or willpower. And I still was able to get things done for sure in my business, but it felt a little harder than normal, or I wasn't able to work as long of hours as I wanted to. I felt like my output and productivity was down. And this can be hard in the type of day and age that we live in and the culture that we live in because productivity is really rewarded in our culture. So when you're not doing much or you're not doing as much as you think you should be doing or you're not doing as much as what the culture, the society tells you you should be doing to be successful, to be, a successful productive woman in the world, then, you can get down on yourself. You can judge yourself, criticize yourself, feel bad about yourself, you can shame yourself, all the things. But because I understand human design, I am able to go so much easier on myself than I would have maybe years ago before I really understood my design. Now, when my energy is low, I ask myself, okay, is there anything that I need to do? Is there an email that I have to reply to? Is there something I have to prepare because I'm giving a presentation tomorrow? Is there anything I need to do? And if there is, I will call upon other energy resources I have in my chart and I'll make it happen and get it done. But otherwise, if there's nothing urgent, I will ask myself instead, what do I need? What do I need to ride out this wave? What do I need to feed myself with right now? How can I embrace this lull in my flow of motivation and willpower? How can I embrace it? How can I allow it and go with it? Because I'm designed that way. I'm designed to have highs and lows. I'm designed to ebb and flow. And the lows are really important because they are actually what then trigger the highs. The more we allow ourselves to move into this natural way of our energy working, the more productive we will be when we are experiencing a high, when our energy shifts and we suddenly have motivation or more willpower. Now, there's also what would you call it? Maybe like a cheat sheet. I don't know if this is the right word, but a cheat sheet for getting willpower and motivation is to find somebody who has a defined will center and go hang out with them. Because when your will center is open, you absorb from the external world, the external environment. So if you are hanging out with somebody who has a defined will center, meaning they have consistent, reliable, trustworthy energy there, they tend to have more sustained motivation, go hang out with that person and you will likely, in their presence, feel more motivated, have more willpower, have more of this sense of, I can, I will. So that's like a little cheat sheet doesn't really sound like the right word for what I'm trying to describe here, but it's like a little cheater way to tap into some motivation when you are feeling really low. Go hang out with somebody with a defined will center. This is why it's great to not only know your own human design and to run your own chart, but to run the charts of all of the people you hang out with too. Because then you can lean on them. You can lean on them when you're lacking energy. And we often have people in our life that complement us, meaning they have definition where we have openness, where we don't have definition. So, what is the overarching lesson here in this episode today? Number one, know your human design. Number two, know if you have a defined or undefined will center. Is it colored in, defined, or is it not colored in, undefined? And then know what that means. If it's defined, you likely have consistent motivation and willpower. You may have a strong sense of self, a strong sense of self-worth. If it is undefined, if it's not colored in, know that it's natural for you to ebb and flow with your motivation and your willpower. And how can you embrace that? And trust that when you're in a low, it's time for you to slow down, take care of your own needs, do something that brings you joy. And when you're in a high, be productive. Use that motivation to get shit done, but go with the flow of your own energy. That's really important. And then the last thing is lean into your support system. So if you really do need to get something done and you have an undefined will center, find somebody who has a defined will center and go hang out with them. And likely you will feel a bit more motivated just by being in their presence. Okay, that's all I'm going to share with you today. I hope you made it through this eclipse portal with ease, giving yourself plenty of time to rest if needed, and that the month of March was not too crazy for you. We are entering April right now as I am recording this, and I wish you so much joy and ease and flow in whatever you are working on right now in your business. And please be sure to check out the links in the show notes again to download your free human design chart if you don't have yours already, but also check out my one-on-one mentorship. So if you are an entrepreneur and you want to feel supported, you want to feel supported in stepping into your next level of greatness, launching something new. Maybe you want to be supported in just owning your gifts, walking upon a more purposeful path in all that you do. Reach out. Working with me might be a game changer for you. All right, my friends, thanks so much for tuning in and listening, and I'll catch you on the next episode.